Hello everyone, today I have another Pokemon Showdown live narration for you against TealPlatypus. Their team consists of Ludicolo, Articuno, Electros, Golurk, Armaldo, and Ditto. My team is Togetic, Weezing, Luxray, Lapras, Gardevoir, and Heatmore. I'm kind of using a lot of different kind of Pokemon I don't normally use. I just wanted to give it a try. So I am going to lead off with my Weezing, as he leads off with the Electros. Now most of the time these things are specially based, so they like to go for like the Thunderbolt, Discharge, Flamethrower, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to go for a Sludge Bomb, just to be safe. I know Will-O-Wisp, it'll only affect its HP. It really won't do anything to its attack. I mean, it will hamper its attack, but it's not that bad. So he actually switches out, and in comes the Golurk. So I'm gonna go for a Will-O-Wisp here. I'm hoping it hits because it is not that it's pretty inaccurate. So I do hit, and he just sets up his Stealth Rocks. And the reason I went for a Will-O-Wisp on Golurk is because they usually are physically attack. And they usually carry the punches and stuff, so it's pretty easy to do that. So let's see here. So I'm going to go out my Gardevoir. And he decides to switch out into the Articuno. And since I am Specs, I am going to go for a Thunderbolt. And that almost takes it out. He lives with 10%. He tries to sub up, but since I took it down to very low HP, it is not going to be able to get a sub off at all. So I'm going to try to go for another Thunderbolt, but he brings in the Electros. And it is going to resist that. So right now, I know Thunderbolt's really not going to do anything to Electros. So I'm going to have to switch out here. And let's see here. Go back out to my Weezing, as he just goes for the Crunch. So that is a physical type move. So I am going to go for the Will-O-Wisp once again. But he actually switches out into Armaldo. And the Armaldo does get hit with the Will-O-Wisp. But unfortunately he does have the Lumberry, so that is not good for me. So I'm going to go for a Sludge Bomb here as he sets up a Swords Dance. Now, that Sword Dance is going to be pretty bad for me. So I'm just going to try to go for another Will-O-Wisp because his Lumberry is gone now. So pretty much I don't have to worry about that anymore. He is burned. So that was my main concern with my Weezing. It's a defensive wall, so it takes hits, but its main thing is going to be burning people and just trying to stay alive with Pain Split and everything like that. But he just takes me out with another Stone Edge, so yeah. So I'm going to go into my Luxray here. And it is Choice Scarfed. So I am going to go for the Wild Charge. And it does not take it out. And he hits with a Stone Edge. That still does a lot of damage, considering that he is burned. Excuse me. I know he's going to go for another Stone Edge. And I know I'll die when I go for the Wild Charge. I really can't bring in Heatmore because Heatmore will just take a beating because of the Stone Edge. It will probably die immediately as soon as it comes in. I don't want to bring in my Lapras because it'll suffer the same fate. So I'm just going to go for another Wild Charge. I know I'm going to take myself out with this. Or no, I didn't, so that's pretty good. Never mind. I was thinking about the wrong thing. I was reading the attack move wrong. So I do take out the Armaldo with a Wild Charge. And that's going to be good for me. So he transforms into my Luxray. Just going to go for a Wild Charge once again. I'm going to be faster because of the Choice Scarf. But now he just takes me out with the Wild Charge. So, yeah. So I'm going to bring now in my Gardevoir. And I'm going to go for the Psychic. And I'm hoping that will take him out. But I live with 3% HP after the Wild Charge. I do take him out with the Spec Psychic. And that is really great for me. So now he brings in a Ludicolo. I don't know if it's going to be Rain Dance set or Life Orb set, or it could be both. But there's really no point in me switching out here. So I'm just going to go for a Psychic. It does a very good amount of damage to the Ludicolo. And I do get the special defensive drop, so that is good. And he does get up the Rain, which I'm guessing now he has the Swift Swim ability. So he is going to be able to take me out with that right there. So he could have the Rain Dance, Giga Drain, Surf, or Hydro Pump, and Ice Beam. So I'm not exactly sure what I want to go into. Togetic is probably going to be my best option. And I'm just going to go for the Roost afterwards just to get my HP back. He does hit me with the Ice Beam, and it does a pretty good amount of damage to the Togetic. But I do have Roost, and I roosted up, and he died to the Life Orb. So he brings in now the Articuno. I'm just going to go for a Roost myself once again, because I thought he would hit with an Ice Beam, but he doesn't, which is pretty good. So now I'm just going to Toxic him, because this thing's probably just going to keep roosting over and over. And I do not want to deal with that. And he goes for the Hurricane, and it does confuse me. And I do hit myself with Confusion, which is pretty bad. But this time, he goes for another Roost, and I do break through the Confusion. And I do Toxic this thing, which was very good for me. Now I'm just going to go for a Heal Bell, try to get this Confusion off. But I don't, and that is pretty bad. So he brings in the Electros now, and I'm going to go for a Toxic on the Electros, hoping to get this thing down, but he just goes for the Wild Charge and takes me out. So I'm going to bring in my Heatmore now, and I'm just going to go for... I could go for the Sucker Punch to get the first attack off. But I could also go for the Fire Blast, which that's what I'm going to go for. I do hit him with a Fire Blast, and that is going to take out the Electros, which is just great. I wasn't too sure if I was going to be able to outspeed or not, but luckily I do, and I can able to take out that Electros with the Fire Blast. So he brings back in the Golurk, which is burned. So it's not too much of a threat, but it still can be a big threat. So I'm just going to go for a Giga Drain here, which I don't think he was expecting at all. He's with an Earthquake. If he wasn't burned, I know that would have taken me out. So I'm glad I did get off the burn with my wheezing while it was still alive. So I'm going to go for Good Drain one more time. And that will take out the Golurk. So now he's going to bring in his last Pokemon, which is Articuno. I'm just going to go for the Fire Blast. But he is faster and hitting with a Hurricane. And that will take me out. So I send in my last Pokemon, which is my Lapras. I'm just going to go for a Thunder. We both miss our moves. We both miss. He hits me. He tries to hit me with a Hurricane, but it misses. And I try to hit him with a Thunder, and it misses. So, yeah. So he tries to hit me with a Hurricane, but it misses one more time. I hit him. I finally hit him with a Thunder, and it doesn't take him out quite yet. And then he just dies to the toxic damage. So that was a really great game, TealPlatypus. That was a lot of fun. So that is the battle. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. I will see you all next time. Have a great day.